So, at some point in your life, you're a grown up. You know that? You know that? You're a grown up. You got responsibilities. You got to work. You got to do something. You got to pay bills. You got to make payments. Okay? I'm sure you know that. But at that point in your life, it's hard to make friends now. You want to make new friends, eh? Oh, it's tough. This point in your life, you don't make friends, you make payments, you know? You get married and you make kids, right? It's hard to make friends when you're older. I mean, what are you going to do? Huh? You're just going to walk up to somebody on the street and be like, hey, I don't have any friends. You have any friends? I don't have any friends. You want to be my friend? Yeah. I think you want to be my friend, right? Yeah, somebody's going to call the cops if you do something like that, eh? So you don't want to do that. It gets tough, you know. When I was a kid, it was easy. I was just a little kid walking down the street, met my first friend ever. He was up in a tree, and he said, hey, I'm stuck up in a tree. You want to be my friend? My name's Paul. I was like, yeah, sure, Paul. Tried to put my hand up so like he could step on my hand, but there must have been, 20 feet still between us, so it didn't work, right? I thought, well, maybe he could step on my head, and I thought, oh, well, maybe that would kind of like smush my neck, and it would never heal or something. But anyways, he ran down from the tree, standing there looking at me. He didn't even know what to say, kind of like when you meet somebody new. And he pulls out a little green army guy. And it was one of those like green army guys that stands in a plastic puddle so he doesn't fall over. He had a bazooka on his shoulder. He's hunched down, So he showed me the army guy. He's like, yeah. And I looked at it and I said, yeah. Deal done. We were friends, right? Simple. I think if I ran into him again, we'd still be friends all these years later. But if you want to meet new people, friends, when you're an adult, you got responsibilities, it's awkward. I mean, what are you going to do? Walk up to a stranger on the street and say, hey, you want to be my friend? I'm cool. I'm awesome. I rock, man. You want to be my friend? They might call the cops. It's not that simple anymore, I mean, you could walk up to a stranger and say like, hey, you know what? I know we're not kids anymore. We're not in grade 3 or something. But if we were in a playground right now, we would be friends. And even today, I could still push you on a swing if you want. I could push you on a swing. We could be friends, right? I mean, yeah. But I mean, it gets complicated. You get married, and then like, this guy said to me one time, he said, hey, you're hilarious, man. My wife says I can have one friend. You could be my friend. I was like, well, what kind of wife says that you can have one friend? Who did you marry? Somebody responsible, I'm assuming. Like, she's an adult. She's the boss, right? He's like, oh, yeah, she is. That's why I married her. I was like, okay, so this guy's not going to be a good friend, right? He marries somebody to be the adult. It's like, yeah, she's an adult. Not like me. She eats vegetables and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, if she's an adult, she's not from Canada, because people never grow up if they're from Canada. That's why they're fun. That's why Canadians are awesome. They're just like kids forever, They don't eat vegetables and stuff. It's like, yeah, she's from Vietnam, she eats vegetables, and she manages all the money and stuff. Smartest thing I ever did. I was like, okay, well, it's obvious why this guy has no friends. I don't mean to be mean, but, you got to pick your friends carefully. So maybe you could be logical about this, right? You could walk up to somebody and you want to be their friend. You're like, you know what? It's healthy to have a friend. Part of the bedrock foundation of good mental health is you make friends as a child. And if you can keep those friends for the rest of your life, you've got a psychological platform to stand on. You got a foundation you can build on for the rest of your life. You meet people. They're new and you don't know them, but you got to have a friend for life. It's good for your mental health. Freud would agree with that. And besides, if you're a married man and you got responsibilities and stuff, remember this. The woman who you married, she married the guy that she met when you were both young, like your first year in college or something, and you were wild and crazy and free and fun, carefree. That's the guy she fell in love with. And if you don't have a friend who you can do silly, stupid things with, that guy inside you, he's going to die out. And something in the relationship will never be the same. Deep down inside, she's going to feel that deep. I mean, maybe she wants you to pay for the house. Sure. But she married the guy that she met in college, who was fun. So you got to stay that way. So you need a friend you can do stupid, wild things with, like drive around and listen to gangster rap, pretend you're an OG, like pretend you're going to go on a drive-by and you're just going to drive by someplace to get onion rings, right? But you need a friend, you need a buddy, somebody you can hang out in a parking lot with and smoke a cigar once a year and just cough your lungs up and laugh the whole time. It's not funny, but it's funny. It's because it's silly, it's stupid. You got to keep that side of you alive. You got to do it for your kids. You got to do it for your wife. You got to do it for yourself. So you need a friend. I could be that friend, you know that? I could be that friend, you know that? That's a logical argument, isn't it? Like, hey, you want to have good psychological health, you could be my friend. I swear, man. I know you don't know me and I don't know you, but I'm not trying to sell you heroin, okay? I'm not trying to follow you home so I can rob you or something. Honestly, I'm just looking for a friend. Of course, don't say that, that's not a very convincing argument, but ultimately, what you got to do is you got to get to that point in your life where you just enjoy your own company. Like I am someone who doesn't need friends, okay? Like I could have been a monk. I can picture that, Life of quiet silence and contemplation. I have my thoughts and I have my thoughts and I have my thoughts and they're hilarious. I enjoy it, But I'm not Catholic. I'm not Russian Orthodox. So like I didn't have that spiritual option. But I enjoy my own company, I am my own friend. So from there, I can pretty much do anything I want. Like you want to have a friend, but you don't want to show desperation for a friend. You don't want to show weakness either, You want to have a friend who's smart. Someone you can call up in the middle of the night and say, like, it's over, she left me. And he can say, oh yeah, what took her so long? I told you. She's going to test you. She's going to push you around. She's going to tell you what to do. And you can't let her do that. You can't be mean to her either, but she's testing you. She's testing you because she's going to marry you. She's going to have your kids and stuff. She wants to know, do you have her back when times are tough? I told you that. You never stood up for yourself. You got a backbone of jello. That's why she left you. Now, maybe it's not too late, but you gotta get smart, guy. You gotta smarten up. I can help you. I'm your friend. I'll tell you the truth. Just like it says in the Bible. Faithful are the wounds of a friend. And I told you, don't let her push you around. She's testing you. She needs to know what you're made of. And she knows you're made of jello. Okay? That's what a real friend would tell you.